and thank you for tuning into the weekly review of business and of finance guide with me, Nora, and
I'm Hafiz.
okay, now, so before this, you mentioned something about hypnotherapy. Would you care to intro us for the next segment?
Okay, for hypnotherapy, do you know something about hypnotherapy?
Okay, I know that it hypnotizes you, but I don't know if it's legal or not.
Yeah, this one is a very clinically hypnotherapy, so it is legal.
It's legal?
Yeah.
How can it be legal? You
Yeah,
hypnotize
okay.
people.
Okay, you want to know more about that?
Yeah.
So back then at studio, we got a clinical hypnotherapist, Ajit Ludher. So
Wow.
want to know more about that?
Of course.
So let's go to the studio.
Go back
Roll
to
it.
the studio.
Right, you're watching the weekly review right here on Capital TV. And of course, in this particular session of the weekly review, we're going to be talking about hypnotherapy. And who better than to tell us about hypnotherapy than Mr. Ajit Ludher, who is a clinical hypnotherapist who has obviously been practicing hypnotherapy for quite a number of years. Ajit, thank you for taking the time to be with us on the weekly review. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me here in the first place.
Okay, now,
Hi.
looking at hypnotherapy, can you tell us a bit more about what hypnotherapy is about? And how does it sort of compare with normal hypnosis where people put you in a trance?
Okay, hypnotherapy is accessing the one's inner consciousness, the intelligence within a person, to neutralize or to heal or to change certain conditions and issues that are affecting the person.
Right.
So that's hypnotherapy. Hypnosis is part of hypnotherapy. When you talk about trance, trance is something completely different where they take complete control of the person's thoughts and make them do silly things,
Right.
which is not right. Hypnotherapy does
Unethical,
not.
obviously, right.
Yeah, hypnotherapy does not do that. Hypnotherapy is working with your subconscious mind at an altered state of consciousness where you are always in control and you are aware of what's happening around you, yet at the same time, you're very relaxed.
All right.
So you're in a relaxed state of mind and you're aware of what's happening around you. And
So it's not
when-
really like you're sleeping or anything like that.
No,
right?
you're not sleeping. Though at times you may be able to hear yourself snoring, yet you'll be surprised to hear yourself snoring because you will never hear yourself snoring when you're sleeping.
Right, right.
But if you hear yourself snoring, that means you're in an altered state of consciousness. At the same time, you're listening to my voice, the music, and what's happening around you. So if I was to walk out or move anything, you'll be aware of what's happening around you. So you're always aware, always in control.
Right.
Always in control.
Right. So in other words, if you wanted to snap out of your, let's say, so-called state, you could definitely do
Just
that.
open
at
your
will.
eyes.
Just open your eyes and that's it, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Just open your eyes and you're out of it already.
Right. And trance is obviously not like that. The person has to initiate you to get out of that
Yes.
state, right?
But trance, if the person has to initiate, but even if they does not initiate you, when you are in trance, eventually your body's subconscious mind will begin to bring you out. So after
Oh,
50
I
10 minutes,
see.
you will come out of it.
So it's something that eventually happens, but I mean, obviously, in a state when you're in the state that you're at when you're doing hypnotherapy, obviously you can come out of it at any time. But in
Anytime.
a trance, it takes a bit of time to get out of that state. in
Yes.
fact, if you didn't have anyone sort of initiate it for you to get out of it.
Right, that's right.
Right. Okay. So now the thing is, how does hypnotherapy sort of benefit, like let's say the common folk, like you know, like me, for example.
Okay.
Like if I were to go into
Okay, most of you, when you were to come and see me, you're probably coming me for a certain reason. Let's just hypothetically say that you have difficulties concentrating in your work.
Right.
Every time you're trying to concentrate or you want to do something, achieve anything in your life, you find yourself sabotaging your own efforts. Right?
Right.
This comes with your thoughts. So obviously there is some issues that have been left unsolved or rather unresolved within you from the time when you were pretty young or when you went to school or wherever you studied or your culture or whatever. It's just bothering you. So as you are progressing, you sabotage yourself. When you sabotage, you come down, then you bring yourself up again, and then you sabotage yourself again now to bring yourself down. So my work is now to find out what are the issues related to you sabotaging your own self, your own thoughts, which create your downfall, and then neutralizing them, and in its place now putting in new positive suggestions, which will enhance and carry you forward, so that you will no longer sabotage yourself. That is for certain issues, likewise for depression.
It works for a whole plethora of problems? Or?
Yes, it works at all levels, at
Right.
all levels of our life. We're talking of our studies, we're talking of our career, we're talking of our health, we're talking of our relationships. So it's how we look at it.
Right.
It's our perception. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I think we mentioned about the glass half full and half empty. We see the
Right.
glass as half full of water, and we see the glass as half empty of water. But many of us tend to just leave it as it is and let it be.
Right,
However, it is what action you take to solve it. That dilemma is half empty. So if it's half empty, what can you do to fill it up? If it's half full, what can you do to fill it up as well?
Right. So the thing is now, if we were to go into hypnotherapy, go for a hypnotherapy session, I mean, what exactly does it entail, you know, as far as the whole process is concerned?
It is a process of first doing a hypnoanalysis with the client and finding what the needs and wants. Sometimes the client comes with a lot of issues, but they don't know where to start from, or they don't know exactly what the problem is.
Right.
But they feel that this is the issue or that is the issue. My work here as a hypnoanalysis then will be to analyze and actually find out where the issue really comes out. What is really the problem that's triggering this chain reaction all around. And then from there, I prepare a program with the first session, which is the fine-tuning of the subconscious mind, to be able to install new program then, and a breathing exercise as well as a visualization which is needed to inhibit the mind, the conscious mind. That means we put the conscious mind into a rest mode, and then we communicate direct to the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind thinks that the instruction is coming from the conscious mind, so it accepts it as the truth.
Right.
And from there we take it. So then the next state will be, the next session will be a further deepening of the same language that we use, the same words and whatever suggestions that we need.
Right.
We need to do that to cleanse the layer by layer, to remove this resistance, to remove and neutralize all those negative thoughts that you don't know that you know, but it's there within you.
Is there a certain process? Is there a certain process to actually get rid of all that negative aura that you do?
But it still take time. Even if we do the 5 sessions, you still will take time for it to go, because you're talking about somebody that's built for so many years. You've been carrying it. You just cannot just release it. However, once the subconscious takes hold, it will automatically by itself start to generate. It's like the seed. We are sowing the seed, and the seed generates. We nurture the seed, the soil around the seed, and then the seed begins to release roots, grow roots, and from the roots the stem comes out. So that's what your subconscious mind is, the pure power, pure potential.
So the thing is now, when you talk about session as well, I mean, obviously the sessions will vary depending on the gravity of the problems that they have.
That's right, yes.
But typically, like if we look at a session that, you know, I mean, let's say we look at depression, for example, how long does that actually take to?
Depression is just...
I mean, I know depression can be different levels as well.
Different levels, yeah.
But,
just the beginning stages, it's easily 5 sessions already. Minimum is 5, because from my experience worldwide as well, from all the other very experienced hypnotherapists around the world, I've learned from, it is 5 sessions, because you have to further tune. It gives the subconscious time to digest what is being suggested. Of course, when you have chronic depression where it's actually becoming suicidal or attempted suicide, schizophrenia, or multiple personalities, which is all part of it, then you're talking about 8 to 12 sessions.
12 sessions. I mean, it could be longer as well.
Could be longer.
Right.
And there's always follow-up, just once in a while to follow up to see how you are doing and to fine-tune
it, right.
Fine-tune it.
Now, the thing is, when people come to you, I mean, obviously they have to be, well, obviously they would have done their research with regard to hypnotherapy, in fact. But the thing is, they also have to come in with the idea that I have to be receptive to this, because if I want to cure myself, I've obviously got to take the first step. And obviously coming to see you is one thing, but obviously when they come and see you, they want to get more reassurance from you. So what sort of reassurance do you give them that sort of urges them or persuades them to get on to the following step?
I suppose it's the way I communicate to them, the right knowledge being given, imparted to them. So I explain to them how the whole thing works and what's the situation, and actually help them to analyze and nip the issue in the bud there and say, okay, this is the issue, which actually helps to open their minds and they realize, okay, I can help you here. That gains their confidence. If they are confident, then I'm able to work from there.
Right, okay.
If they're not comfortable, then
basically it's just too bad.
I can't do anything about it.
Okay, Ajit, we're kind of running out of time right now. So the thing is now, if people wanted to get more about or know more about you and about what you do as a hypnotherapist, where can they go?
They can go to my webpage, which is www.ludher.net.
Okay, Ludher is spelled L-U-D-H-E-R, is it?
Yeah, L-U-D-H-E-R, as in my name, Ajit Ludher.
Right.
So Ludher, L-U-D-H-E-R.
Right.
There's a lot of information that I put there, the misconceptions and conceptions about hypnotherapy and things like that, how it works, etc. The information is all there.
Right.
It's there. And of course, they can call me if they want to.
All right. And how
they will call me at 012 396 7174.
012-396-7174. Okay.
Yeah, they can call me.
Well, Ajit, thank you for taking the time to be with us right here on the Weekly Review and to give us a little bit of insight into hypnotherapy. And obviously, just to dispel the notion of what hypnosis is about. It's not really all about trance per se. It's really about being at a subconscious level, but also being aware of what you're doing as well.
Yes.
Right, okay. Now, for those of you that want to know more about hypnotherapy and, of course, the history behind hypnotherapy as well, I think we can get that from your website. You can go to www.ludher, which is ludher.net for more information. And of course, if you want to contact him for an appointment as well, you can contact him at 012-396-7174. Well, that's about all the time we have for this edition of the Weekly Review. And now it's back to Nora to continue on with the Weekly Review.
Okay guys, we've taken you to the resort and we've taken you to the extreme park. And now I'm going to buy myself some ice cream. Masih Kak?
Okay, sama.
Almost forgot. You guys at home just chill out and stay tuned to the book review. Bye.
If your main concern is getting the most out of your money without sacrificing financial security, then Solin tells you how to take control of your finances and end up in the top 5% of all professionally managed money. Solin provides a clear, simple, easy-to-follow roadmap that will show you exactly how your assets should be invested using trusted brand name funds. He explains how to assess risk and how to allocate assets so that your portfolio is tailored precisely for you. Most importantly, Solin's 4-step plan will give you a portfolio that consistently outperforms the professionals without the fees and without the worry. You can avoid the biggest mistakes most investors make, falling for bad money solutions that give your hard-earned cash over to hyperactive brokers and investment advisors. Buying into the hype that stock picking and market timing are anything but a fool's errand. Giving too much credence to the media and self-styled gurus who peddle financial pornography. Best of all, the vast majority of investors can implement Solin's plan in 90 minutes or less per year without any broker or advisor. With the price of 19 ringgit and 90 cents, this book will change the way you invest, and it's about time. Review available on Amazon.com. Author John C. Maxwell has spent years thinking about leadership and ethical action, and it shows. In this short volume, he condenses his years of reflection into clear, accessible principles that any reader can immediately apply. He supports his points with anecdotes and with quotes from sacred texts and authors from a variety of cultures. His clarity makes his work bold. There's no way you could mistake what he's saying, and that's refreshing, especially given contemporary concerns about corporate governance. While the simplicity and brevity of the book makes it broadly accessible, we especially recommend it to two readerships: those already dedicated to living ethically, who are looking for tools to apply, and those who are skeptical about the utility of ethics. Ethics and competence will pave you the way for success. John C. Maxwell says in the preface of his book, Ethics 101, a great problem in business is that people lack this necessary business ethics. They proclaim integrity and authenticity and demand it from others. But at the same time, ironically, studies indicate that the majority of people don't always act with this integrity they request from others. But what are the reasons that people often make unethical choices? John C. Maxwell gives 3 reasons here. We do what's most convenient. We often do things in that way that they are pleasant for us or are easier to handle in that special way. We often cheat our surroundings and forget what is right. 2. We do what we must to win. People in business often think they have to choose between being ethical and winning for being successful. Many people believe embracing ethics would limit their options, their opportunities, and at last, their ability to succeed. 3. We rationalize our choices with relativism. People often act accordingly. What is right at the moment what the circumstances are just now. And that leads to an ethical chaos, as everyone has his own standards which change from situation to situation. Ethics are now based on our decisions. We judge ourselves according to our good intentions while holding others to a higher standard and judging them by their worst actions and behavior. To think about, companies that are dedicated to doing the right thing have a written commitment to social responsibility and act on it consistently are more profitable than those who don't. Ethics plus competence equals to winning equation, or it will pave you the way for success. With the price of 17 ringgit and 90 cents, use this as a reference and additional knowledge. Then you'll know to be the judge of your own actions. Source is available at newsmac.de.
Alright, thank you for still tuning in to the Week Review, your business and finance guide with me, Nora, and my co-host, Hafiz, which is nowhere to be seen right now. What a surprise! But anyway, as told by Hafiz in an earlier segment, we have taken you to the resort, which is Virgo Batik Resort, situated in Teluk Batik in Perak, Darul Rizwan. So,
Nora, catch!
What the? Hafiz? We're still recording!
Oh, we are in the weekly review, Nora.
Yeah, week review.
So chill out and join me to take a dip in the water.
Now? What the?
Woo!
Okay, don't forget to catch us at same time, same place, same channel right here on the Capital. My name is Siti Noor Sajusra and my co-host Muhammad Noor Hafizuddin. Stay tuned with us right here on the Capital. Bye-bye.